Thanks, Jen. Going back to the topic that Peter first touched on, how does this president approach negotiating with someone who says that 100% of his focus is on stopping this administration?
Well, I would say first, this is a meeting where they could spend the entire time talking about areas where they disagree, including who won the election. And the president has 80 judges in courts and tens of millions of Americans behind him on that piece. But he doesn't find that particularly constructive. Clearly, the Republican Party has to work out who they are and what they stand for. But this is not a meeting that's focused on that. So the president has a long history of working with people where he has strong disagreements, and his objective and his focus and his time today, nothing more valuable than the president's time, is going to be finding common ground, and that's how he'll approach it.
More broadly, how would you say that this administration approaches the art of compromise differently than, say, the Obama administration did? What did you learn from those 8 years?
Well, first I would say that the vice president, and the president was the vice president at the time. He was not an outside actor, right? And he worked in close partnership with then President Obama to get a lot of work done for the American people, from the Affordable Care Act to the American Rescue Plan to moving forward an agenda in what we felt was the right direction. In terms of lessons learned from that period of time, I think that anyone who spent 8 years as vice president would probably look back and think, what would I have done differently at the time? I'll let him to speak to that more specifically. Go ahead.
Okay. Just looking ahead to tomorrow's meeting, what do you expect to gain out of that meeting? We talked to, I believe, all of the offices for the Republican senators who were involved, and one of them said, if the White House isn't prepared to come down on its overall number or change the funding structure, then this is all pointless. What's your response to that?
The president's been clear, as have I, speaking on his behalf, that he's open to compromise. And his only line in the sand is around inaction. And certainly, I don't think anyone anticipates, including the members attending, for this to be a definitive meeting with an outcome where everything's signed with a bow or tied with a bow at the end. But we have been encouraged by the proposal. We expect this to be a good faith discussion, and the president's certainly approaching it through that prism.
Go ahead, Karen.
Thanks, Jen.